What is up, and welcome back to another episode of So There's That. I'm your hostess, doing the mostest, Kevon, and we are here with Found, Season 2, Episode 19, Missing While a Casualty. I only got 3 things to talk about in this episode. I only got 3 things. Okay, first and foremost, this episode got to be one of my favorite episodes of Gabi's outfits. Like... She was putting that shit on, especially that black on black at the funeral with like the leather and the different mix of materials. Love that, as well as the suit at the beginning with like the square stripes and how the jacket basically went all the way down into this cape. I was loving it so much because, like I said before, a lot of times we get Gabi's sharpest outfits when she's feeling the most conflict, and it's almost like armor and pretending that you got everything together. Meanwhile, you don't. So her outfits in this episode was top tier for me. Speaking of people who put that shit on, Sir popped out the motherfucking Porsche at that funeral, okay? At that funeral, which, again, I need y'all to get it in your minds. Christian is gone. They done mentioned a second autopsy on this man that confirmed that he was actually murdered and it wasn't a suicide. So I know we are like, oh my God, please be in WITSEC. But it's done. It's done. Christian is gone. It's not the best end that I would like for him. Like I said a few episodes ago, I would have loved for him to be alive. I also was thinking like, okay, maybe he's in witness protection. We hadn't heard anything about an autopsy. We hadn't seen a body. There was no funeral. There was no nothing. And so I felt like that was really strange. And after the whole Heather Lena reveal and everything happened like that, and they're pulling out case files. For me, it was when Trent had the case files and everything on the desk. That's when I was just kind of like, okay, Christian might be gone for real, for real. This episode, again, we're bringing up a second autopsy. He is gone. Let it go. And Sir, weaseling his way into a deal with the FBI to become valuable to them, was allowed to go to this funeral. Now, I've been waiting on Sir to get out of jail. My first recap of this season was like, not the first recap of the season, but I think it was after episode 11 going into episode 12, and I was just like, oh, he really in jail. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, there was no technicality. There was no mishandling of evidence. But as it stands, with Heather messing up so much, I'm pretty sure the leverage that he is having is, what is in my eye? Is the leverage needed to get Heather arrested. Because she didn't just kill her brother. I mean, we're looking at lesser charges of like, false reporting to a police officer, but you done stole somebody else's identity. You done infiltrated yourself into a law firm as being somebody else, and on top, you killed somebody. Now, one of the things that I'm thinking is, this idea came to me last night after I was rewatching the episode again, and I was just like, I said this before. I feel like Heather has always seen who Sir brought home. And I feel like when he brought Gabi home and how she saw Gabi getting treated, I think as a younger sister, she was maybe jealous that she wasn't getting any of that attention from her big brother anymore. Now, I do believe that she went along with him because of, brother. But I feel like there's a parallel plan going on here with Lena. I think the goal was always to get close to Gabi so that she could take Gabi out and get the attention for her brother again, or just make him mad because she wasn't getting the attention that she wanted in the first place. So I think that Sir thought he had Lena on his side, but the whole time she was running parallel ops, enough to get Gabi caught up and enough to honestly get him out of jail. I don't think him going to jail was ever in the works, but I said this a few episodes ago, her being a lawyer tracks, because if he ever got caught, she can always just go and get him out, especially because apparently she is a good lawyer. Like, she knows the law. But I also think, though, there just may be more information because Sir still told Trent when Trent came up in that jail cell gloating like, oh yeah, we found these kids, this and the third. And he was like, you think your family's name is not blemished? Baby, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So whatever it is that he wrote in that letter to give to Trent, and whatever is still going on with his father in those cases, I think is the big thing that's happening. Because him having information on his sister and who really killed Christian, etc., like, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, that don't mean shit when it comes to full-blown police cover-ups and investigations into missing kids. Were they involved in those missing cases? Were they helping people traffic kids? Like, I think that's a much bigger case, and I think that that is the leverage that Sir has, and we're going to circle right back to that letter. And we're getting a letter reveal before the end of the season, and I think something is going to happen where Trent is going to lose Gabi's trust and faith, like, permanently. Because there's no reason he shouldn't have told her, unless it's something that still implicates his father in these cases. And of course, he's going to want to protect his dad more than he's going to want to help Sir or help Gabi at all. And then the last thing I want to talk about, and we might sit here a little bit longer, Miss Carrie, baby. I need a coalition to gather and stomp a fucking mud hole in this hole. Oh my God. It wasn't enough that you took him, but playing both sides of the fence. And it's like, I already knew that this was coming. I already knew that it's somebody he knew, somebody he trusted, somebody who loved, who was feeding him lies about his mama. Duh, we get it. But to see it play out where you're hanging up flyers with her and you're talking to her about these drawings that your son did and all this other stuff, and to turn out it was Margaret's own son, Jamie, doing these things. She's calling you in distress because other people telling her she needs to give up, and you on the phone trying to play the conversation on the other side and telling him like, oh yeah, well, she said she don't want to see you again, so you know, it's just me and you and me forever. And it's just like, this bitch needs to get sent to Hades, bro. Like, I need her thrown into the pool of death and watch her soul slowly separate from its body. Like, you thought getting your kid taken away from you was enough? Imagine your soul getting ripped from your body real slow. Like, this is the type of Herculean death I need Carrie to go through, because this is ridiculous. And shout out to Margaret for going to Jamie and being like, you are giving this woman so much grace, so much forgiveness, and you ain't even thinking about doing the same thing for me. Like, from Margaret's point of view, it doesn't even matter that you spent 13 years with her. The proof is right here in your face, and you're looking for every which way to make her seem innocent, when at the end of the day, she's a fucking liar and a goddamn criminal. Like, when are you going to be soft on me? And in that, she's even begging, like, I'm not even telling you to not feel nothing for her, but feel something for me. That's it. And that's all. Like, in that moment, this is a mother begging for her son's affections after being put through the ringer and almost killed by this woman at the end of it. Like, Jamie, what more proof do you need? And I definitely understand that from Margaret's point of view. But I feel so bad for Jamie because he spent more time with this woman brainwashing him than he spent time with his own mama. So all of the memories and all the things that she's told him, it's able to be warped into something else. Like, a lot of people don't remember when they were before, like, their teen years. Like, a lot of people don't. And then if they do, it's still just bits and pieces and moments and stuff like that. So when you have somebody who's doing this to you or pretending to have certain specific types of conversations on the phone, that's really what seals it. He's hearing Carrie talk to his mom. And then she's getting off the phone like, yeah, bro, she still don't want you. So what do you want for breakfast? Right? Like, that is the part. If she would have just took him and went away and ceased conversations with Margaret, that would have been one thing. But she was still on the phone playing both sides and making him feel like he was privy to conversations that he actually wasn't privy to. And she was manipulating it the whole time. I really need this woman on a surgical table, and I need all of her non-vital organs to be removed while she is not underneath anesthesia. And then we need to just commence to the torture. Like, diabolical. And aside from the fact that she was really trying to move to be at the school and stuff with him, she never left town. Jamie could have been seen and spotted and all these other things, but she stayed within a decent radius enough where she could have gotten caught. And so the psychopathy and the sociopathy of it all is just baffling to me, because she wasn't traveling that far with being at the bus station with Margaret and then going home when Nicholas was out of school. That was not far travel at all. Like, talk about the biggest monster reveal in season 2, being this woman who's trying to present herself as somebody who's just misunderstood, and the government took her kid for no apparent reason, and I was good to you, and I am your real mom. Like, sure, cool. The grief of it all, honestly, don't care, because you made a calculated decision after you took him to still infiltrate yourself into her life, into her house, and was playing in her face by showing her drawings of her child while saying that it was your youngest son who did it, and the whole time it was Jamie. Oh my God, I need this woman in a grave. I need this woman in a grave, bro. I need this woman in a grave. But I love that we kind of rounded it out with the tenderness of Margaret being like, listen, for 13 years, every holiday, every birthday, I wrote in diaries. I have volumes upon volumes upon volumes of what I thought about you, what I felt, what people were telling me, and how I never let go. And I love that she started with the one of the memory that Carrie had distorted for him on his 7th birthday, the first birthday that he had after being kidnapped. And it's a book, y'all. And I just love that for them and for their healing, because this is going to be the thing where it's like, no matter what Carrie said, he now has access to his real mother's suffering, to how she actually felt about him, which leads us to that final decision making, especially even after talking to Gabi, and after talking to Zeke, that final decision making of calling her and setting her up with the police. Because at the end of the day, once Margaret gave him that diary, that really seals the deal. It's like, no, you didn't spend most of your life with your mom, and now y'all have years to make up for that. But you have pages upon pages upon pages of her grief and of her love. And at the end of the day, Carrie did not give birth to you. And while she does have grief and love for her own child, it's not going to be the same. Everything that he'll read from Margaret will still outweigh everything that Carrie could have ever even done, because Margaret had him from jump. And that's whether she was a birth mom from jump or adopted mom from an infant. She knows this boy inside out. Every scar, every favorite food, every scary nightmare, every greatest dream, every toy, his scent. She has things in her possession that Carrie could never have. His first blanket, his first teeth getting gone out, his clothes that he left the hospital for, the first car seat he was in, the second car seat he was in, the booster seat, his favorite toys, his favorite plushies, binky, favorite bottles, all of those things. He can feel that and connect that and know that Margaret has never stopped and always regretted not having him in her life that entire time. And that is the only thing that's keeping me from ending this video on a tangent of murder, because Margaret's love, her strength, her endurance, really, really rounded it out for me in this episode. So there's that. Season 2, episode 19, Missing While a Casualty. I just would love to know y'all's feelings, thoughts, and emotions in the comments. At this point, the storyline is pretty linear because we're just on the hunt for Lena. We're on the hunt for Carrie, and we're just trying to figure out what the hell is going on with Sir. So for me, a lot of the cases, I feel like the cases are now going to take a backdrop a little bit within these next couple of episodes. I foresee one more case in episode 20, and then between episode 21 and 22, it's really just going to be an all-out like war on trying to find Lena, trying to find Carrie, figuring out what Sir is doing. And I think the end of the season is going to be the bombshell with that letter that Trent still hasn't shown Gabi. Those are my thoughts. Those are my predictions. You can agree, you can disagree. All I ask is that you be respectful. And that is going to wrap up this episode, y'all. As always, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I already said, leave them comments in the comments box below. Make sure for my audio only listeners, you share the Spotify and the Apple Podcast link. And you can also find me on Instagram at So There's That Podcast, where I'm posting so much film and television news and updates and trailers and all these other things. You can also find me on Twitter, where I'm talking my ish. Also, I'll be on there live tweeting and just, otherwise being unhinged. And you can also find me on TikTok, where I do more short form content and short form reviews on shows that I do not cover on my podcast. So I'm firing on all cylinders. You feel me? You feel me? Okay. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.